Welcome back from an ad break. Now let us continue by looking at question 4 and 5, of which it will be integrated context on both finance and data handling. Now we are looking at a question 4 example from KZN. It was adapted from KwaZulu-Natal, yes, November 2018, and we are looking at question 4.1. It says here, when the learners conducted some research, they found out that there will be a charge for using the school wall. Some of the learners think that this may be too expensive. They found a community hall in the area as another option, or as an option. Now, these are the two options. We have option A, of which is a school wall, and each learner will be paying an amount of 50 Rand. And option B, we have a community hall, of which there's 200 Rand plus 40 Rand per learner. Now, let's look at what the question is. Which option will be the most economical for the learners to use if 120 learners will be attending? So we need to show all the calculations. So now firstly, remember you need to indicate what you are calculating. So now we are looking, or we are calculating for option A. Now for option A, we are told that there will be 50 Rand that will be paid by each learner. So we have this amount multiplied by the number of learners. So 50 Rand multiplied by 120, it means in total they will be paying 6,000 if they choose option A. Then we go to option B. For option B, it said we are going to start by paying the 200 Rand plus. So this plus mathematically will be an addition sign. Then each learner will pay 40 Rand, and we are going to multiply this by the number of learners, of which it's 120. Now from here, working this out on our calculator, 200 plus 40 Rand multiplied by 120, this gives us a total amount of 5,000. So now, if 120 learners will be attending, we need to show which option will be economical or will be cheaper for the learners to use. Now, looking at option A and option B, we can say it is option B. So option B will be cheaper or economical because now they'll be paying 5,000 and they'll be saving 1,000 from option A. Now, looking at the next question, of which is question 4, it was adapted from Northwest, November 2019, and we are looking at question 4.2.2. It says here, during the brothers' visit to Ushaga Marine World, they went to a restaurant and received a bill below. So a type of a financial document that was received is a bill. Now remember, you need to analyze what you are having in front of you before you can attempt to answer questions. So here we can see that the date of where they went to the restaurant was the 28th of September 2019, and these are the items and the prices that they bought, and the total amount is also indicated to us, and the VAT has already been included, of which is the VAT of 15%. Now looking at the questions 4.2.2, it says, which month did Michael and Peter go on holiday? So it simply means we don't write the full date, but we simply giving the month. So the date that is given to us, here it is, and when we look at the month, it says 09. So it's going to be September. So our answer would be September. Next question, 4.2.5. It is common to give 10% of the bill as a tip to waiters. Calculate the tip they gave the waiter. So now let us go to our financial document or the bill. So now the total VAT included, they give us the total of amount of which it includes VAT. So the total amount is 236 Rand 90, including VAT. So meaning this is what they'll be paying for the bill. Now, they need to pay the 10% tip to the waiter. So now we are going to calculate the 10% of this amount that will go to the waiter. So now in total we have 236 rand 90 multiplied by 10 over 100. So this gives us 23 rand 69. So now we can round this off to the given context. It can be 24 rand. So the tip that will go to the waiter will be 24 rand. Then moving along, looking at question 5, and it was adapted from Gauteng Province, November 2019, question 5.1.5. 5.1, it says the data in the table below represent the mathematical literacy test marks out of 50 obtained by a class in grade 10 learners. Use the table below and answer the questions that follow. So now these are the marks that were obtained by this class. Question 5.1.5, it says calculate the mean mark for this test. So the mean is the same as the average. So meaning when you calculate the mean, what you do, you are going to have the sum being divided by the total number of values. So now let us look at the sum of all these values. We are going to add all the values starting from the first learner up to the last learner. So now this one got a 49 plus 34, 20, 15, 18 plus 38, 29, 28, 25, 30, 37, 19, 43, 38, 39, 30, 27, plus 33, plus 40, plus 28, 39, 25, 41, 30, and lastly 28. And all these are divided by the total number of learners in this class, of which there are 25 learners who wrote this test. So adding the sum of all these marks, we are having 783 divided by 25. So this will give us a mean of 31,22. So when we write this in the given context, we are going to have 31. Right, now we look at the next question. 5.1.7. Determine the probability of randomly selecting a learner who scored more than 35 out of 50. Write your answer as a decimal. So now we are looking at all those learners who got more than 35 marks. So now looking at this table, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 learners who scored more than 35 marks out of 50. Right, so now just before we can write our probability, let us verify again our probability by looking at all those learners who scored more than 35. So the first row, we have 49, and then here we have 39, 38, 37, 43, 38, 39, this side we have 40, and this side we have missed 1, of which is 39 and 41. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 learners. So now we are going to have 9 over 25. So now they've said we must give our answer in decimal. So now having 9 over 25 as a decimal will be 0.36. So this will be our probability. Okay, so now we are going to take a quick ad break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.